Hey guys, I'm RiggyRob, and welcome back to Elden Ring. Not that I'm particularly happy about this, I just couldn't really think of another game to stream, but also I was kind of inspired by another streamer, so shout out to Radders Gaming, because they put themselves through 3.5 hours of trying to beat Radahn, and didn't actually manage to do it, I don't think. And yeah, that kind of inspired me to say, well, I should be able to do this. Like, the fact that it took me 4-hour stream to get through last time, yeah, it wasn't fun, you know? So, I think I'm going to try it, and if we beat Radahn, great. If we don't, then yeah, I'm not playing this game ever again. So, one of my main issues with this is that the summons make the boss harder. Summons should never make the boss harder. I don't know why. I think it feels like they messed up the scaling on the health increase when having Ansbach and Teolia in. Their fight is apparently much easier without them. Also, if I am in fact only going to get one hit at a time in, I might as well use the Dark Moon Greatsword, you know? Because if I get one hit, I get a decent amount of magic damage out of it, so... hello, Sublante. It's been years since I last saw this channel. Good days. Well, thank you for joining the stream. Hopefully we are successful in our attempts today. But yeah, let us attempt Radahn once more. That's another thing as well. I put Shabruri's Woe on myself and then summoned the Mimic in. But he didn't go for the Mimic, so Shabruri's Woe just didn't work. It says constantly attracts aggression. And it just didn't do it. Which is like, why is it not following the rules of the talisman? Radahn's huge. Screwdriver? No, not yet. Well, I could have had time to summon him in if he did something else. No, he did something else. Just block it. Huh? Now I've got time. See? That attack is pretty punishable. If he did more of that, I'd be fine with it. Yeah, maybe it is just Rani. Like, I can use Rani when he's looking at the Mimic, but when he's looking at me, there's not enough time, even with the Radical Icon. Yeah, it was too close. Yeah, keep swinging it for now. Keep swinging it for now. Yeah. Sweet, frostbite. I can block this, I can block this, I can block this, I can block this. There we go. Thank you, Mimic. Just block? Okay, let's go. Really? Not in the second phase yet? There we go. Nice big frost pop, moon pop rather. And then mega lasers. Oh. All the way twice. There's the mega lasers. And jump. Oh, too far. I need to have time to heal. To take the attention because you've got more HP than I do. Alright, so this is... Oh, yeah, again, more grabs, also nice, because he's punishable after it. Alright, back it up, back it up, back it up. Block, block. Now start rolling, now start rolling. No, I stopped blocking. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Thank you, Mimic. This. Where's the full stage? Yeah. I don't have time to avoid this, so just block it, just block it, just block it. Quick cast. Roll. No lasers in that one. Light speed is not physical. Yeah. Okay, so he kind of clips you on some sides. Thank you, Mimic. Oh, thank you, Mimic. Let's do Impenetrable Thorns. It's a nice idea. Because it will do bleed stuff as well. So there's the things from the sky. So I just have to... It comes from there, right? Yeah. Can't see anything at that point. Keep going the rings of spectral light, and I think that might actually be enough. Yeah, he's dead. There we go. God slain. Remembrance of a god and a lord. But you're the real god, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. 500,000 runes. Let's do some victory sips. Yeah. So we did it. We beat Promised Consort Radahn. Yeah. Well, let's see. I know there's something to do in the room, but I don't know whether it's, like, up here. Doesn't seem like it. That seemed like a definite edge. Yeah. Okay. That must be... Oh, there's a glowing light in the distance, isn't there? What is this? Let us go together. Interesting. A new gesture. Let's get rid of Balled Up then. So, let us go together. Where is that? This one. Kind of like a proposal almost, you know? Holding it in my hand. Alright. Well, let's go in here. Touch memory.
If we honor our part of the vow, promise me you'll be my consort. I'll make the world a gentler place.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Circlet of light. The circlet of light which adorned Miquella's head as he returned in divine aspect has begun to fade into nothingness. Slightly boost, intelligence, faith, and arcane will also boost in the power of Miquella's light. The circle is said to be the very foundation upon which Miquella's age of compassion would be built, should it ever come to pass. Okay, how much did it boost it by? 1 intelligence, 1 faith, 1 arcane. I mean, it's a nice circlet. Arcane? Why arcane? I don't understand the arcane thing, because arcane doesn't really have anything to do with Miquella or Melania or anything. It's more Moog, if anything. And then Remembrance of a God and Lord. So, in their childhood, Miquella saw in Radahn a lord, his strength and his kindness that stood in stark contrast with their afflicted selves. and so Miquella made his heartfelt wish that Radahn would be one day his king consort. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get the Sight of Grace. I assume Anne's back and... Well, actually, I don't know if Teolia is around. Because the thing is that I didn't summon either of them in. The Gate of Divinity. What's this? Teolia's Hidden Needle. Mask, garb, gloves, trousers. And then this is Anne's back. Wise Men's Mask, attire, manchettes, boots, obsidian lamina, and furious blade of Ansbach. Okay. Well, we're going to be taking this stuff off. So, let's look like Teolia for a minute. Okay, and then he also had the Hidden Needle. Acquisition. There we go. Alright, so. Hidden Needle. Concealed weapon used by Teolia of a design generally favoured by poison wielders for dark and subtle purposes. Like St. Trina, who blossomed in the deep purple garden, a rich poison is secreted from within which sends the victims into an eternal sleep. Unique skill is Sleep Evermore. Pierces the enemy deeply with a poison-coated needle that delivers eternal sleep. If the follow-up strike lands upon a foe who is already in a state of slumber or eternal sleep, it will deal significant damage. So, I mean, I actually like Teolia's cape. It's quite nice. I mean, the mask is a bit creepy, right? But the cape is quite nice. Teolia's mask. A mask upon which is carved a tranquil sleeping face. The silver hair is arranged in the same style as St. Trina's, increasing arcane by 2. Is it 2? No, it's 3. The silver hair, Just once, Teolia was granted the sweet repose of velvety sleep. The remainder of his days would be spent attempting to recapture it. And then the garb. Additionally, countless needles are sewn onto the exterior, apparently for talismanic effect. The dark gloves of those who wield poison in secret, ever scorned and loathed. And the dark trousers do the same thing. Alright, so then... Oh, it's a fist weapon! Oh! I was expecting it to be like a rapier. But no, it's, yeah. Double fists. They added a lot of fist weapons in this. Oh yeah, block with the fist? Sure. Yeah, as if that's going to work. And this? Yeah, so you do da-da-da-da-da-da, and then make them go to sleep. Make them go to sleep. Alright, well, fair enough. Yeah, fist weapon. Interesting. And then Obsidian Lamina takes 17 arcane and 25 dex. Let's take off Teolia's stuff. Ansbach, Wise Man's Mask. The iron mask of Sir Ansbach, giving the appearance of a quiet, wise, old bearded man. But an old fear lurks beneath, together with the cold, unflinching discipline that once honed his blade, now employed Sir Hans's blood oath and dynastic skills. So basically, Bloodfire gets better. Attire of St. Ansbach, the embroidered crest of the Pureblood Knights, has all now but faded away. Slightly enhances blood oath and dynastic skills. Ansbach understood that keeping his oath to his old master was not an edge of logic, nor would it bear any justice, but it was for these very reasons he was unable to let go. Yep, gold embroidery. Gold embroidery. Yeah. Ansbach's cool. I've seen people say that Moog is redeemed in their eyes, and I'm like, no he's not. You just like Ansbach a lot. And he is very cool. And that's not an... you know, a difficult thing to understand that you think Ansbach is cool and you like the idea of him. But, yeah, it's just like, you know. Just be serious with yourself. You like Ansbach because he's nice to you. Obsidian Lamina, signature weapon of the Pureblood Knight Ansbach, a viciously keen and slender scythe made for combat. The obsidian edge relies not upon trickery to fulfill its violet purpose, only well-honed skill is required to rip and rend through foes, sowing blossoms of red upon the battlefield. Unique skill is Dynastic Sickle Play, a finessed, evasive skill that creates space to maneuver, inputs it direct the direction of the backstep. Follow up with strong attack to perform an advancing upward slash. Press strong attack again to bring the weapon back down. So, fancy spin. And then you do R2, R2. So it's basically like Bloodhound step mixed with massive swings of the scythe. And just do a bit of dancing. Spinning around. It's a bit weird to control the back step. Interestingly... Oh, it does cost FP. I was like, it doesn't cost FP for this, does it? Wait, does it? Tell you what. Easy way to check. No, it doesn't cost FP to do that. Oh, that's terrible. You can just do this over and over again. I assume it costs stamina, but yeah. And then you get the nice hit. Wait, hang on, did that... That doesn't cost stamina. Doesn't cost FP. Weird. Okay. And then we also picked up Furious Blade of Ansbach. It takes 27 arcane. Cleaves through enemies with Blood Flame Blade summoned from the side of the hand. Then lunges at enemies to cleave through them. Charge to increase the number of slashes. Markedly different from the finesse swordplay of the Dynast. This is an aggressive last resort of an incantation that gave rise to Ansbach's fearsome reputation. Ooh, well, I don't think I'll be able to try it out, unfortunately. Alright, well, that's it. You know, we can get the remembrance. Let's see what we get. I assume it's something of Radahn and something of Miquella. Oh, it'll be Miquella's Rings of Light, actually. Unless we already had that from one of the Misbegotten Warriors. Let's see. Receive power. So yeah. Great Sword of Radahn Lord. Great Sword of Radahn Light. And Light of Miquella. Are these two different... Oh, that's... Why would they do it like that? So... Star Scourge Radahn's swords... where are they? Where is it? So it's not the Meteoric Greatsword. Are they curved Greatswords? Or do I not even have them? Oh, I might not even have them. Okay. No, I guess I don't have them. I must have got the other thing from Radahn. But are they separate things to get? Alright, let's have a look at this. So the Light of Miquella. The strength of Miquella upon his deific return wielded as an incantation. Annihilates foes with a pillar of light. Miquella sought to accept all that was and would be, but found one that refused to be embraced. No wonder, as one god and one king consort is all the world needs. And then Radahn, Lord and Light. Great swords of black steel wielded by Radahn in his youth. A pair of weapons decorated with a lion mane motif. These were in his possession immediately before his triumph over the stars. The swords of a lord who does not rely on physical strength and gravity alone. So, unique skill, Promised Consort. Imbue the two great swords with the Light of Miquella, then delivering a slashing attack accompanied by columns of light. Additional input allows for 2 follow-up attacks. Or Lightspeed Slash. Assume a luminous form and leap forward to deliver a downward slash at the speed of light. This attack will be followed by an additional light attack. Charge to increase the power of the skill and number of follow-up attacks. Right. Do I get more than one? No, you get one. That's just strange. Yeah, one great sword. 32 strength, 24 dex. And then equipment. Radahn's red mane helm. And then there's this one, the Young Lion's helm. The golden helm worn by Radahn in his younger years, proudly displaying his heroic red hair. It is fitting attire for the lion. Hang on. So this is why people are saying Radahn's bald. Because this one, it's the helm with a head of hair. This one, it's saying it is his hair. It is fitting attire for a lion. When Melania, Blade of Miquella, let the rotflower blossom in Ionia, Radahn heard a murmur in his ear. Miquella awaits thee, O promised consort. Was that Melania saying that? Yep, same thing. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright. So yeah. I get the idea of it. It's Radahn, but, well, slightly better looking because you get a nice ponytail. I do like the ponytail better than the normal headpiece. Because that's wild, but it's a lot cleaner with a ponytail. But really, they gave you the same armor set, but just one is a bit nicer than the other. Oh, hang on, do I have 2 greatswords? Have a look. You do have 2 greatswords. Weird. Oh, alright, so I can't use it yet. Alright, so let's take off this. So what is it? Dex I need? I need more strength actually, don't I? Way more strength than I've got. 22 strength for this. 32? Yeah, I haven't got that. Oh well. Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh, it's because I'm two-handing it. Okay. Yeah, I like the light speed attack more than the other one. Because it's just like hit, 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 hit. And yeah, double colossal greatsword attack, which is nice. Although the jumping guard too. I like the light speed attack. You charge it up. Cool. All right, and yeah, you got a bit of a tummy on him. I mean, I know it's the lion's head really, but. So, I guess that's it. Ansbach's dead. Teolier's dead. The only other person we can go and see is Saint Trina, really. No one else NPC-wise is around anymore. And yeah. So the only thing would be to go to Saint Trina and see if she has anything to say, but if we have in fact done everything there is to do, after I do this leveling up kind of stuff though, I'll wrap up my thoughts on this. So let's see. Yeah, I get 1 level. Sure, endurance. Alright, so back over here. So yeah, there are no NPCs, just to prove. Da, 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 da. Oh, so I guess you could use the Remembrance Duplicator to get the other Radahn Greatswords, although I'm not entirely sure why they give you 2 of the same thing, but just with different unique skills. Yeah. Alright, let's go and see Saint Trina. See if there is in fact anything to do. Alright, back at the Stone Coven Fissure. Any fighting? No fighting. So Saint Trina is still here. Aha! What is this? She's dead? Yeah, she's fallen out. Saint Trina's Blossom. Saint Trina's life withered and fell as fleeting as the seasons. At her last, she left a single water lily. Slightly boosts max FP. Despite the velvety purple hue, the flower is in no way poisonous. It merely blooms in quietude. There you go. A nice little flower on your head. There you go. Trying to get a good look. There we go. Like, that's nice. Nice little lily on the side of your head. And, yeah, you're kind of flopped on the floor, aren't you? See, the hair's still moving. Yeah, she's definitely come apart from the plant. And there is no more imbibing of nectar, is there? So. Alright. I don't suppose anything happens when we sit down at the site of grace, but might as well check. Alright, well, yeah, that's it. St. Trina is no longer on the map, so she is officially dead, because we killed Miquella, and they are the same. Oh, Grandam? Grandam still around? I don't think she'll have anything to say. Oh yeah, I don't know, I forget if I mentioned this, but apparently Grandam might have been a typo for Grandma. And also, I believe one of the patches changed the description. So it did refer to Grandam as an Empyrean, and now it no longer does that. Mainly because I think people were trying to like read into she's an Empyrean. She's the same as Melania and Miquella and I forget who else is an Empyrean, but anyway, she's the same as those guys. But it's like, no, I think she's just supposed to be a horn scent. Don't think she has anything specific to say. Do I do any damage to you guys? Not if I don't hit. Not if I don't hit. Try this. Alright, well, I mean, unupgraded. It's not actually that bad. Nice splash effects. Okay. Grandam, are you still asleep? She is indeed. Well, I'll let her sleep. She missed a lot. But, yeah. That is it. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up in the Garden of Deep Purple, because I think that's like a nice background area. I think it has nice music as well. So that is it. That is Elden Ring. I don't think they've announced that there is going to be any more DLC, so that was all you get. There may be patches that retroactively change things. I don't think there would be at this point, because we're playing this, yeah, middle of August, so it's been a couple of months. They might change, like, the stats of weapons and things like that, but otherwise, nah. Let's put the pose on. Let us go together. Like that. Just hold St. Trina's chin. So, thoughts. I'll do the final boss. That is probably the worst final boss of any DLC of a FromSoft game that I've ever played. I was trying to think of this last time, like, Demon Souls doesn't have DLC, so obviously it doesn't count. Dark Souls 1 has Manus, and Manus is actually not bad, I don't think. I don't remember playing against Manus. I think I have played Dark Souls Remastered, but I don't think I actually did the whole thing. And Manus, from what I remember of when Pimmsy played, is manageable. Like, he has his big swings, and you can tank the hits, and he has his opportunities to punish him. So, Manus, okay. Dark Souls 2, the final bosses of those, it's all of the kings. So, the Iron King, I don't remember being particularly great, but Ivory King is probably one of the best final bosses of the DLCs. And that's partially because summons make it better. And I said that at the, like, one of the attempts of this is that summons for a boss fight should not make the boss harder. Like, I did that with the Mimic, and the Mimic is just kind of another me. If I had Ansbach or Tiolier in that fight, it would have been a lot harder, and it was a lot harder when I first attempted it. And that doesn't make sense. It seems like when they increased the health of Radahn, they increased it by way too much. Because Ansbach and Tiolier are not actually that good at fighting Radahn, just because of the size of him and being able to get hit by his attacks. They don't have shields, so they can't block it, you know? Freya would have been way better in the fight, because she'd be able to block those attacks. Bloodborne, Orphan of Kos. So, the thing is that Orphan of Kos is a difficult fight because he is aggressive, and that's right. He's more annoying than he is hard. He's more annoying than he is tedious. And it's partially not his fault. Not the fault of the Orphan of Kos itself. It's more about the game around him. So, having to spend time getting more blood vials and more bullets if you fail to kill him on an attempt. I mean, that's for the entire game of Bloodborne, when they have the system of just use a reusable flask, and that'll be fine. But I think they felt they needed to balance the parry system with bullets, and then they did the same with the health. But yeah, Orphan of Cause is difficult, and similar kind of situation with Radahn. He has lots of quick attacks with not much cooldown on them, and then obviously you learn the moveset, you find out what's punishable and what's not. But also it's just the sound effects make it just ear-screechingly difficult to pay attention to what's going on. I did see, in fact, that the sound effects of Orphan of Cause are kind of stock sound effects, similar to Pizza Tower, just with a different pitch. But yeah, Orphan of Cause is okay. Dark Souls 3. So, Frida, really good fight. 3 phases is kind of like, that's kind of bullshit, but at the same time, you can get through Frida. Like, Frida has nonsense to the fight, but you can learn through the nonsense, as in, she turns invisible in her first phase, but you can see her footprints and then you can figure out where she is and, swing and take her out of it. Then you've got 2 enemies to focus on. So you've got, obviously it's the Ornstein and Smoke comparison, but Father, Ariandel, and then Frida as a side thing. Frida does healing of Ariandel, and then he's the big one that takes up the entire arena. And that's fine, because you can summon in Gale for that part. And then you've got Black Flame Frida, who again is like, I think it's more that the being taken aback by the fact that Frida had 3 phases, but the Black Flame stuff isn't actually too bad, because I think you can, similar to this situation, you can block the hits, but then you take damage through your shield if you don't have the highest reduction for that specific type of damage. So Frida, not too bad. And then obviously Slave Knight Gale, again, another 3-phase boss fight, although it's not technically like the same kind of 3 phases, it's more like a mid-phase. And yeah, so he's got lots of things going on. Like, he has the Rings of Light, he has the multi-fire repeater crossbow, and he has his giant like slams on the floor, which is the Artorias moveset, which Radahn has here as well. There's flying, the red main slash. But he's okay as well after a while. And yeah, so again, the other thing is, because the Frida is human-sized, Ariandel is giant human-sized, and Gale's kind of in between, you get the opportunity to hit him a lot. Sekiro, again, doesn't have DLC, but I'm trying to compare him to, like, Demon of Hatred. That took a long time when I played. But that's, again, just because of the size of Demon of Hatred and the size of the attacks rather than, like, anything else there. And then we have this one, Radahn. So, first phase, fine. I can block the hits, I can avoid the hits. Surprisingly enough, rolling to the left rather than the right did actually help out quite a bit. Specifically for the screwdriver that he starts off with. And yeah, like, first phase is actually okay. I think the more annoying thing is the fact that he goes into his second phase early. Like, if he went into his second phase at 50%, it probably wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't feel like, oh, I'm, banging my head against this boss over and over again and not getting anywhere, because he gets to that point after a third of the fight rather than halfway through. Because when you get to halfway through a fight, you feel like you're actually making progress. And then the second phase of the fight is just... I think partly I was trying to roll out of too much when my build is not specifically made for it. Like, the brass shield has been the MVP shield for the entire playthrough, and it's actually good enough to block everything because I've upgraded it to plus 25, and I can take little amounts of damage with the Holy Braid negation as well, which, if you hadn't found that would be, killer. And then, yeah, it's just... I've seen people complain that there's a lot of visual clutter on the screen, and I've seen people say that they can't see what's going on, and I agree. It's like, at some points it's just an entire screen filled with light, and then you can't see the next swing that he's going to do. So you're kind of just like rolling blindly. And then it's just like every single attack he does, every like swing he has is just takes so long to block, and then you've got no time to do anything afterwards. Like, I was trying to do it of block, 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 get a single swing, and that's all you get. And it's just, it feels bad to do that. It feels very passive. It feels like there's no player agency. I'd rather the fight take a lot less time and he have way less health, and I die just as quickly, But because of the way that shields work in this game, I don't think they're ever going to do that. That's why they have the Sekiro system of you can parry everything, but if you try and block it, you're going to get posture broken. And then the Bloodborne system of parry everything, otherwise you don't get an opportunity to get through because you don't actually have a shield there. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on the boss. So it's kind of a disappointing end to the DLC, because I had a lot of fun with this, actually. You know, there's some people saying that some areas are too huge for what they are. Like, Jagged Peak, I mean, it makes sense that this is empty because it's all mountainous, so I don't think you ever expect to do this. Abyssal Woods is basically, there's nothing there. It's not meant to be replayed. It's more meant for the feeling of, there's enemies that I can't beat in here, and I have to run past them, and there's no going back. But when people have figured out, oh, you can actually parry them and then get rid of them permanently, then it's fine. The Finger Ruins are huge, and there's nothing here. Like, there's the Ashes and the Duplicator here, and then there's nothing else here. Just the bell. So it's just like a run to get there and then go back. I didn't really like the Furnace Golems that much. The Furnace Golems are okay as, like, walking hazards, but they felt like health sinks. And I know you have to, like, break them down and get their critical weak point, but it's like, it's not great. Skater Tree Avatar, no, pretty good, you know, it's like a sunflower boss, that was unique. I think the fact that I got through the boss fairly quickly has led me to believe that, you know, it's not as bad as it could have been. I've seen people complain about Commander Gaius, and I kind of agree with some of it. Again, I used summons to make the boss fight easier, and learning to stay close to his sword arm makes that a lot better. Apparently this goes nowhere. There's nothing with this. Like, I can't interact with this. Then I thought this would be important, and it's not. And that's just a bit strange. You wouldn't expect a DLC to have unfinished concepts in it, because the whole point is that it's a DLC. It's like, it's always after. Same thing with this, Ancient Ruins of Ra. There's nothing on top, and there's no way to get here, and this kind of implies that you can get here. The Catacombs are alright. The Mausoleums are pretty good. So I've seen that the Darklight Catacombs is actually a Dark Souls 2 reference. You actually fight Rakshasa, is the Analon Knight kind of thing. The Mausoleum for this knight here, the Knight of Solitude, the Dancer of Rana. Those are pretty good. I like those. Enim was actually kind of empty. I wasn't expecting that. Like, I thought it would be the same size as Ballarat in some ways. But then I think that's also me expecting, like, this to be the same size as Stormvale or Raya Lucaria Academy. See, I remember the name now after looking it up. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's like, if you were to have a condensed experience of Elden Ring, this kind of is what would line up with it. I don't remember there being any volcano stuff specifically, because obviously there's Volcano Manor. But otherwise, you kind of get the same experience as in the main game as this. So I'm surprised they didn't, like, release it as its own mini thing. You know, like, Xenoblade 2 has a Horn of the Golden Country, and then there's Future Redeemed in Xenoblade 3 and so on. But yeah, just Promised Consort Radahn being the cap of the end. Supposed to cap off the DLC, and just, like, leaves a bit of a sour taste in the mouth, because it's just... I think they got stuck on making the fight more difficult than fun, and you don't want to get into that situation. Boss fights, I guess it's because it's the final boss fight of Elden Ring and they want to make a lasting impression, but the lasting impression wasn't fun, so... So yeah, those are my thoughts on Elden Ring. I do like the DLC expansion. It's more Elden Ring, and that was the best game of 2022, and... yeah, there's some flaws to it, but, like, Rellana's cool, Messmer's cool. In actual fact, I do think the DLC would have been better if you actually fought Leda as the final boss. It would require changing things in terms of Freya Ansbach and saying, oh, Radahn is getting brought back by Miquella, which doesn't really make sense to me. Like, this whole, will you promise to be my consort, I want to be a consort, I want to be a god. And there's nothing in the main game really alluding to it. Makes me feel like having Miquella be Leda's influence and then doing that would have been better, in my opinion. But yeah, I also think they kind of got stuck on everyone thinks that Star-Scourge Radahn is the coolest character in Elden Ring, which he is, because of the whole, you know, I held back the stars kind of thing. I stopped my sister's fate from coming to pass because I literally held it back. And then you've got the idea of Astel, Natural Born of the Void, the Falling Star Beast. Meta in the DLC is another thing, is like, has implications for the main game of where the Greater Will comes from and how it applies to the two fingers, and the fact that Meta is made up of fingers, the mother of fingers, and the two fingers are kind of like trying to fulfill the outer god's wills and things like that. But yeah, this is all kind of, I know this is kind of rambling, but yeah, it's just that is the end of the game. So yeah, overall, I would recommend getting the DLC, because if nothing else, you get like cool armor sets, you get cool weapons. The difference in lore, I'm like, eh. But I've always found From Software lore and kind of the general plot lines to be difficult to follow. Like Bloodborne's cool because of the twist, right? It's gothic horror and then it becomes cosmic horror, whereas here it's all fantasy mixed in with the cosmic stuff, and I do like that. But yeah, so it just depends on which one you played first, I guess. Like if you played Elden Ring first and you got like really into the storyline and played Bloodborne after, you'd be like, oh, it's just more of that. But also the size of Elden Ring kind of plays against it in some ways, because the game is so huge, people aren't really going to remember it. You know, remember the general plot line. You kind of rely on the fact of other people putting the pieces together, reading up on the wiki, reading up on all the item descriptions, and trying to kind of lay out the narrative for you to follow. So, and also, I should also point out, I've never actually watched the DLC trailers, other than the announcement one. So I know there's probably like some story-related stuff in there that makes sense if you watch it. So, yeah, that is it. That is me. I am done with Elden Ring. I did say that last time, but because we finished DLC, I am officially done with Elden Ring. So, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the final victory against Promised Consort Radahn. Yeah, we did it. So, as always, we stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. We have Discord, we have Twitter, we have all sorts. TikTok, I need to post those clips. I've posted them as YouTube shorts. I need to do them on TikTok as well. But I'll make sure that they go up as well. We try to stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at around 9 PM UK time. And every like, every follow, every subscription helps our channel out, get seen by more people, means that we can do more things like this. So yeah, please feel free to do that, guys. And yeah, so next time. I couldn't think of what to play for this stream, which is why I kind of ended up doing this. But now that I've done it, I'm like, oh. Black Myth Wukong is out now. It has just been released and has over 1 million players, most of them in China. But I'm kind of like, nah, I don't think I'll be playing that. I think it might be a PS5 exclusive, actually, so I can't play it anyway. But yeah, I'll figure out what to do. It will probably be 13 Sentinels. That's just one idea I had. Could also be Final Fantasy VII, or it could also be like some shorter games. Like one idea was Tinykin, actually. So yeah, all right, that'll do it for today. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.